Ladies, gentlemen, thems and theys please be advised the following live stream will contain offensive subject matter and language. We don't like it any more than you do, but it is our civic duty to advise the public of the weasel among us. It started with a Craigslist ad begging for someone to volunteer to make someone else's fantasy come true. Oh yes, we've heard it all before. An unemployed, middle-aged, snowflake type with no work ethic, yet an enormous sense of entitlement. Narcissistic, racist, judgmental, and hateful in his behaviors. The type of person who has no accountability for his actions and always seems to find a way to blame others. The ungrateful, demanding type, yet he refuses to work for what he wants and expects everything handed to him on a silver platter. The Craigslist ad in question told a story of a man holding on to a past which had long forgotten him, but let's not confuse this with the story of a has-been. This is the story of a never was and never will be. This is the story of a man named Pasquale who advertised himself on Craigslist. This is the story of a man who never made it, a man who never experienced success in life, a man who when a young boy dabbled in what one may refer to as a hobby band. Inspired by his obsession with Kurt Cobain, yeah, the guy on drugs who committed suicide from the Flash in the Pan band Nirvana, Pasquale idolized and obsessed over Kurt Cobain. Pasquale tried everything he could to be Kurt Cobain. The problem is Pasquale didn't have any talent or work ethic. Back then we called that a poser, or in today's terms a wannabe. Pasquale's Craigslist ad seemed simple enough. He wanted to have some others to role-play with him in his Nirvana fantasy. This is where the protagonist of our story enters the stage. Clownie, the world's only bona fide hype clown, always willing to help those less talented, less successful and less relevant than himself, found it in his heart to offer his gloved hand to Pasquale, so Clownie messaged Pasquale, who, due to feeling inferior and intimidated by the hype clown, immediately revealed his most cowardly, feminine and immature of all tendencies, the act of cussing someone out in a text message and then blocking them. Clownie, being so compassionate, understood that hurt people hurt people. Maybe Pasquale had childhood trauma, Boy Scouts camping trip secluded in the woods alone with a scoutmaster. Maybe a young Pasquale caught the eye of a Catholic priest. Maybe an older sister who feminized him. A creepy uncle who showed up for clandestine late-night visits to read bedtime stories, but yet never seemed to have a book with him stating this story was improv and would write itself. The possibilities are endless, but nonetheless Clownie wanted to try and save this lost soul, and what better way to do it than to help him get some clout. Enough of my talking. I think to truly know Pasquale, he himself would be best suited to tell his own story, so let's start with a video Pasquale posted 3 months ago titled, "I Give Up."
Welcome to the Aberdeen Lizards channel, where we used to play all the fucking hits from 1994 to now. It's been 30 fucking years, motherfuckers.
No, that music is not Nirvana. That's Pasquale as a young boy trying to imitate Nirvana and Kurt Cobain, and doing so well, I may add.
Now, why am I so somber today? So I'm just working with the technology here. It still never really fucking came together. This is an old song called "Someday Soon I'm Gonna Piss This World," which the title came from a fucking drawing that I did in art class. I don't even know where I got it from, but my friend Waldo liked it, and he always felt like it was a good way to, I guess, broach the subject of life. Let me slide this camera over here a little bit more. Anyway, let me shut that off for a second. I don't know. I'm just pissed at the world, so it was an appropriate song. This is me saying goodbye temporarily, I guess. I mean, I don't think I'm going to post anymore. I'm sure all 67 of you are going to be very sad.
As you can see, it doesn't take Pascal long at all to start begging for attention and sympathy with the threat of departure. Or worse.
I fucking I don't mean to give up, but I am so... And there's no script. I'm just speaking fucking out loud. Oh, you know what? To make this official, I just put on the old Batman hoodie. Remember that? Hold on a second. Here we go. Remember this bad boy? Alright, there we go.
We see Pasquale donning the hoodie while indoors in Florida is a clear reaction to fear and anxiety, and in this case, the hoodie serves as a security blanket of sorts.
You know what it is? It's Florida, so it's not really... It's not fucking cold or anything, but... Look at that. Headphones on the fucking Batman thing. Because I want to hear myself. So, I just thought, in the spirit of the old days, let's get the whole... There we go. I had this friggin' thing. I bought this at Old Navy.
6 notice, Pasquale adheres to what he calls the spirit of the old days, refusing to accept his current life situation and instead wishing he could go back to his youth.
Navy back in like, I don't even know, 2000 something. 2005 or 7, I don't fucking know. It was a long time ago. I think still, they used to make shit pretty good. The zipper, the best zipper ever. Old Navy, look at that. Right up. Whoop, never gets stuck. Old Navy makes the best zippers. Anyway, I'm probably going to post this video to Aberdeen Lizards and to my Great Pasquale channel, but I am just pissed at the world because I have been trying to look for band members for a fucking year. A fucking year. I've said this before, I cannot take it anymore. I mean, these people, these days, everybody has lost their fucking minds. I mean, nobody is serious. Nobody gives a shit.
Pasquale chooses the sociopathic perspective here and refuses to acknowledge facts which are not convenient to his narrative, to paint himself as a victim, to evoke sympathy from others. As we already have evidenced, Clownie attempted to help Pasquale, and Pasquale immediately lashed out and clown-scriminated against Clownie. As we continue with Pasquale's testimony, you will see Clownie wasn't the only one who attempted to help Pasquale with negative results, but yet Pasquale continues to maintain his claim of being a victim.
People that have less ties and things going on in their life than me, that can't even make a simple commitment to music. I'm not even going to fucking give anybody benefit of the doubt anymore, because anyone listening, really, you guys are ridiculous.
Take note of this first exhibition of bigotry as Pasquale generalizes and stereotypes while attacking his own audience. This is only the first of many to come.
Alright? I have a lot of baggage too. You know, I'm a family man. I've got, I mean, my kids are bigger, but still, there's things, you know, to deal with. You know, I have an elderly father, I have 3 sons, I have a dog, I got bills to pay like anybody else. I don't even have a friggin' job right now.
It is very important to take note of Pasquale's statement that he is currently unemployed and the way he delivers that to the viewer. He starts the statement by saying he has baggage, as though he is looking for people to pity him and feel sorry for him for refusing to work and support his family.
But I find ways to survive in this miserable fucking world. And I still find time to get on my guitar. You see behind me? This is my... Let's try to turn the fucking...
Well, we would hope with him being unemployed, he would find time to play his guitar, but the way he says this is as if he deserves praise, as though he's going above and beyond by wasting time with a guitar while he could be working and supporting his family.
Monitor. I don't know if you could see everything. I got my drums over there. Little Tama pancake set. I got my guitar in the corner. You know, I don't feel like moving the fucking camera. Anyway, my microphone behind me. I'm doing this fucking vlog for nothing, all right? But every weekend I try to get in this room and I sing and I play and I try to just practice and just keep up with, you know, because it's like anything. It's like muscle memory, whatever you want to call it, the vocal cord. You got to sing, otherwise you lose it. I haven't been writing much music, but that's okay. I've written so many songs. I mean, it's enough. You know, I got to... Over 80, I probably over 100 songs. How many more songs did I write? And nobody even knows I exist. And that's the reality of it.
Interestingly, we see here for the first time Pasquale accepts truth and reality, admitting to being insignificant to others in life due to his lack of impact. This is actually a good sign and could lead to a road of progressive recovery for Pasquale now that he has acknowledged what a loser he is.
It's ridiculous. So 30 fucking years, motherfuckers, huh? Which has been my new saying. That's going to be a t-shirt. And no one knows I fucking exist. No one knows I'm alive. So I am pissed. And I can't believe that I can't even get responses to my ad looking for band members.
Any hope of Pasquale to make a positive change and accepting accountability for his actions was short-lived with that lie he just told, and the manner in which he told it as though we should feel sorry for him, claiming no one responds to his ad to help him pretend to be Kurt Cobain.
For Christ's sake, and when people respond, they are trash. They are garbage.
In here we see the first of what you will observe are consistent contradictions which Pasquale makes merely seconds apart. He says no one responds to his Craigslist ad, but then immediately state, S people have responded while all the while blaming others for his problems.
Yeah, I mean, you know, even if they're the nicest people in the world, I don't have time for nice right now. I need talent. I need people that can play drums like fucking blow people away kind of drummer. I need the greatest bassist. Fucking, I don't really need much more than that.
If it is at this point we begin to see how delusional and unrealistic Pasquale truly is. His expectation that someone with talent would affiliate themselves with him from a Craigslist ad is not likely to occur in staggering numbers. Clownie and others who have tried to help this man but been pushed away out of his insecurities may have been the small percentage of those he would statistically attract based on all the factors. In layman's terms, Pasquale may have already blown any opportunities of help he was entitled to.
I don't need a rhythm guitarist. If anything, I'd probably put a keyboardist in the band, but I need a drummer. I need a bassist, okay? So if anybody's out there and you have fucking experience, you've been playing for a long time and you're fucking great, and I mean great, okay? I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I could kick ass on the drums, I kick ass on the bass, and I kick ass on guitar, and I sing my fucking ass off. I do it all myself.
One has to ask themselves here, is Pasquale as great at everything as he says he is? Why would he be unemployed? Why would he be begging for help off Craigslist? Why did he never achieve success?
It's ridiculous that fucking people can't even master their own instrument. Why should I be playing fucking drums better than my drummer? Does that make any fucking sense? I don't want to be a drummer. I want to sing and I want to play guitar. That's all I want to do. Write songs. I need a band. Okay? So if you're out there, email aberdeenlizards@gmail.com. And we'll connect somehow. And if you're in the Jacksonville area of Florida, I don't give a fuck if you're in St. Augustine somewhere, or fucking, I don't know, in just anywhere in the sort of northeastern part of Florida, and you give a shit, and you want to be part of something that could maybe be pretty big, because I think my songs have a lot of potential. I really do. I mean, if the trash out there, the music industry has become a cesspool. It is garbage. Trash. Crap. There is nothing. Nothing. You hear me? It is garbage. There hasn't been a good fucking song by, like, anybody in years.
If the music industry is as trashy as Pasquale says, the fact that he cannot be accepted or included in the industry says a lot.
Except for maybe friggin' Sia. It was amazing. That's it. That's all I like. See ya. Okay? I haven't heard one good band, one good anything by anybody. Boring shit. I'm trying to do something reminiscent of the past because there is an audience for this. There's an audience for grunge music. There's an audience for new wave and pop. I mean, fuck. You know how many Nirvana wannabes there are out there in fucking Brazil?
Here we see additional evidence of the racism from
Germany.
Pasquale.
I mean, pick your country. There's probably a Japanese fucking Nirvana somewhere. All these Nirvana cover bands.
Pasquale appears unwilling to accept other cultures and likely sees the other Nirvana wannabes as competition to him for wishing he was Kurt Cobain.
I'm not even trying to do a Nirvana cover band.
The fact that this man would expect anyone to believe he was not a Nirvana wannabe shows how delusional and self-absorbed he truly is.
But if they love Nirvana, they should at least like Aberdeen Lizards. Maybe even love them. Who knows? Was my music, like, not up to standard? I mean, fucking shit. Pick a song. I don't give a fuck. And I'm trying to add a little new wave element to it. I do want to add keyboards to this stuff. I think the marriage of new wave and punk, which kind of became grunge, now could remarry itself in some kind of post-grunge new wave thing. If you took the music from the 80s and the music from the 90s and you made a sandwich out of it, that'd be a happy fucking rock sandwich. A grunge wave sandwich. So I'm trying to create a Depeche Mode Nirvana.
Interesting how merely a few seconds ago he denied trying to be Nirvana, and now he admits it. Pasquale is not a man of his word.
Okay? A fucking Eurasia Weezer. A goddamn, I don't know, fucking Genesis Radiohead. You know, I mean, think about it. But don't steal my idea.
Take note that he states that him copying other bands is an idea only he could think of. In his mind, that is because he is that much better and smarter than anyone else. Clear narcissism and gaslighting.
And if you do, fucking, I implore you to get out there if you try. But AberdeenLizards@gmail.com. That's the way to get a hold of me. Or message me on YouTube. We'll figure it out. But I've had it. I mean, you know, I got musicians. They call. They love the music. I checked out your videos, man. Oh, you're the best, bro. I get all this shit, and then no one shows up to an audition. They just disappear. And what is this thing lately that people just don't respond? They just want to disappear into obscurity, just float away. And maybe they block your number. They just decide, I'm not going to talk to this person anymore because I just can't handle it.
Notice how he tries to shame others for blocking someone's number, but that is exactly what he did to Clownie. Immediately, these are more examples of his toxic femininity.
I gotta find myself. I don't know what's going on in your minds, but just, if you fucking want to tell me no, then just tell me straight out no. I like closure, okay? I like a good pen pal relationship, at least. And if you want to say goodbye, just say goodbye, but don't just disappear. I fucking despise people that disappear on me. Despise it. Makes no fucking sense. I waste my time. I send people links to my songs. 45 minutes on a phone call with these douchebags, and then they just disappear on me. So, no, you're not getting benefit of the doubt. Any of you out there. Fuck you. Honestly, seriously. Fuck you. Don't give a shit. You subscribe to my channel, then fucking unsubscribe. I'm gonna fucking close the fucking channel down there. Well, I'm gonna leave it up there for nostalgia's sake. That's the whole reason why I put the fucking page together. It wasn't to
one would want to affiliate with him in a band.
Like just to market.
As in the beginning of the video,
I don't try to make money off this thing. I don't have some Patreon. What the fuck it's called. I don't have buymeacupofcoffee.com or fucking click on all these links and all these friggin' morons. They get a real fucking job, you know. These people like Mr. My favorite friend over there, Nirvana Guitars, that fucking dork who fucking thinks he knows everything about everything. Congratulations, you know how to build replica guitars. Who fucking doesn't? There's a dime a dozen out there. These fucking morons. Now and whatever. I liked what he was doing for a while, but then all of a sudden he's like the king of tone now. This is how Nirvana would sound.
For claiming not to be a Nirvana wannabe, it is apparent where his obsession lies as he continues to fantasize about Nirvana.
If they were whatever. This is the replication from the show that they played on the MTV Awards on that day, and this is the Reading Festival, and this is the set. And it's like, you know, it's such a fucking bunch of bullshit because fucking dude's playing through a twin. I know a twin doesn't sound like that. You know he's using some kind of a fucking audio device in between, going through his board, going through his software, tweaking it, fucking with it. These guys all admit it. They run Nirvana's tracks through a fucking sequencer, and they're like looking at the fucking waves and trying to match the sound. Now use your fucking ear like the old days. You know how I got a fucking grunge sound? I plug my fucking guitar into the amp. I plug my shit into the fucking pedals. I listen, I learn, and I figure it out. I didn't have Google when I started playing fucking guitar. We had to play fucking tapes and rewind it over and over again and figure it out.
He certainly gets very jealous and uncomfortable that there are those in the industry who are more experienced and knowledgeable regarding Nirvana than he is. Note the feminine hostility.
We just figured it out. You know, we bought whatever the fuck sounded good, whatever we could afford. That's fucking rock. Everything is Google it. Google it. Everybody's a fucking Google genius all of a sudden. Sick and tired of it. I mean, when I bought the Nevermind on a tape, it was a tape. That I didn't know the fucking songs were all in different keys. Who fucking knew? You pick up a guitar, you learn the chords. Everybody was playing everything wrong back then, but you tried. But now it's like Google has opened our eyes. This is it. This is the way. We had to wait for articles to come out in magazines to figure things out.
He reminisces about his childhood Nirvana obsession, but also appears jealous that some today know more about Nirvana than he does.
You know, we didn't know what amps or what pedals. I couldn't even tell what fucking guitar Kurt Cobain played, or guitars back in the day. But eventually I learned a lot. Then I read books and stuff, and then I was like, oh, that's why that sounds like that. Oh, that's cool. That's a great idea. Whatever. And then you try things of your own. So, but it's just, it makes me sick, too. I've been doing this forever, and these newbies come along, and they're God's gift to fucking music, and they know everything about grunge, everything about Nirvana. Yeah, you know everything. You're a fucking bookworm.
He begins to display a homoerotic rage of jealousy towards others who are fans of Nirvana, exposing how insecure and possessive he is over Nirvana.
Google door, because that's what the fuck you people are. But I'm just disgusted with everything, okay? I hate to sound bitter, but I am just fed up with the whole fucking world. I have been busting my ass trying to get out there for so goddamn long, and I just can't get anywhere. So, I would at least just to have a fucking band, just to practice, to have some fun. We had a drummer not all that long ago, just disappeared on me. Honestly, didn't really like the way he was playing anyway, doing this fucking samba beat. Every fucking song sound like fucking Super Mario Brothers 2.
Live here, he yet again contradicts himself. He previously stated he never could find a drummer. Now he admits he had one, but then says he hated the drummer. He has no loyalty or appreciation to those who tried to help him live his fantasy unless he could totally control them.
I mean, when you hear my music, I just don't understand the lack of feeling that musicians have these days. They go on their instrument and just play whatever the fuck they know. They're not listening. There's no connection anymore. People do not play with their heart. They play with their brain too much. That's the problem. You gotta play with your fucking soul. Music is about chemistry. It's about love, passion, and there's none of that anymore. Even no one could do anything truly unique these days. Let's just face it. There's no unique anymore. Everyone has written every fucking song, have played every fucking chord, tried every fucking sound. So now people are so bored they think software is the answer, or A fucking I. And I'm so sick and tired of hearing about AI. This fascination with AI. How about AO? Jesus fucking Christ. But, and everyone knows everything. You can't tell anybody anything anymore. One time a bassist reached out. And I said, why don't you come over, let's practice a little bit, I'll send you a link to my songs. So, no, we're going to do it this way, we're going to send each other stems. I'm like, what the fuck is a stem? I guess it was a piece of a song on MP3 or something, riffs, and he wanted to email back and forth. He'll put the bass on my guitar track, and we'll build the song, and we're going to collaborate and all this. This is how it's done. This is how it's done in the industry. This is the industry standard. I don't give a fuck how it's done.
As with the drummer, we see more evidence of inconsistencies in his accounts of never having anyone try to work with him. Clearly, this bass player wanted to do things professionally as best practices for industry standards and offered to help Pasquale, but being afraid to reveal his lack of experience. Competency and ability in the industry, Pasquale was not capable of learning best practice industry standards, being he had never been in the industry at a professional level and wasn't willing to pay his dues at the lower level and gain said skills the same way all others do. Pasquale prefers to do things his own way, while totally disregarding the fact that his habit of doing things his way has never produced success. Pasquale has too many insecurities to humble himself and let someone else take a lead role.
I do it my way, the old way. Just like these morons that play with the ear monitors, because apparently floor monitors are obsolete now. We gotta use the ear, so everybody's gotta look like they're wearing fucking hearing aids. It looks fucking retarded. Take the things out of your ears. How can you play with fucking headphones on? I mean, I don't even want to use these. I'm using this because I'm listening to how I sound through this video, but I wouldn't play live like this with these fucking things on. You want to hear the stage, the sound coming off the fucking ground, the room. That's the beauty of music. Acoustics. The audience hears what they hear, and you on stage hear what you fucking hear. I played on stage, I know. I played outdoors, indoors, small clubs, big venues, wherever the fuck. I played it all.
Feeling threatened by someone who knows more than him about the business of music, now Pasquale embellishes his level of experience in hopes others will believe he is legitimate, although there is no factual evidence to support such success.
I'm fucking... How did bands survive so long? It's like all of a sudden everybody's got the fucking things plugged in. I don't know. This video may run long. I can't wear this fucking hood. My head hurts. I'm going back into my Ipman.
Interesting that we now see just how uncomfortable Pasquale becomes when reliving the experience of when he tried to work with someone who knew more than he did about the music business. His actions gave the appearance he felt dirty from the lies he just told.
This is a clothing episode. Yeah. Look, I'm putting it on inside out here. Jesus Christ. Long day.
Pasquale's blood pressure and anxiety are so high right now that he can't even perform basic tasks such as dressing himself without a substantial degree of difficulty, an indication that he is experiencing PTSD from his experience with this bass player he mentioned.
Yeah, let's do it all. I'll take you around the room. I'm going to take the camera at me if it fucking reaches. Since this may be the fucking... Look at this angle. Maybe the last fucking time you see me. At least for a while. Because I'm overwhelmed with life too. You know, I got things
more threats of something which could be perceived as quite dark.
Whoa,
because he feels as though his lack of musical competency has been exposed because he revealed a little too much when rambling about the bass player calling him out about things he didn't know. Pasquale chooses to change the subject and will now try to convince the viewer of his competency by showing off the equipment he has acquired rather than the knowledge or experience he has.
It's got Celestian greenbacks in it. I am not going to show you the back of the amp. And look at that. It's on the old Beatles-style stand. I was so amazing when I bought that stand how that happened. Like, one day I was watching the Beatles do a live show, and I was like, that's a great idea, because I hated that the amp was on the floor, and I didn't want to put it on top of some ugly crate. And I said, I wish I could find that stand. And I went to to Sam Ash one day, and it was right there. They had an amp for sale with the fucking stand. I said, what are the chances that they only had one in stock? I don't know if it's vintage or anything, but I love that stand. Really, really cool. Gets it's nice to hear the amp at that height. And that's my Jags thing. I said before, I ripped the tone knob out. I put a toggle switch there. I rewired the whole thing because whoa, where's my picture? Sorry, my computer. Let me just sign in here. Wait, I don't even know. Okay, there's my stuff. Okay, back. Hold on one second. I'm gonna put my adapter in too. Whatchamacallit. So, yeah, let me get a little zoomed in on there. So I'm using this fucking webcam thing. I don't know if you can hear me that good. I'm giving it a microphone too. So this guitar, yeah, there's a little piece of silver tape there where this little white switch as well, because I hate those things. They always used to break on me. I think it's a horrible fucking design, and I mean, if you watch any of my live shows, I don't even know if I ever had the fucking switches. I think I put them in once. They always broke, always cut out on me. So they were either gone or whatever. So I just said, I'm going to put a piece of tape over the holes. I didn't want to look at the holes. And I didn't want to have switches just sitting there like, durr, look at me, or decoys. No switches. That switch works. That one is simple. Neck position, bridge position, and then an out of phase in the middle kind of position. I don't even really use the out of phase sound, but it's decent. It's a pretty cool thing for little twangly intros to songs, but it gets a cool sound. I'll do a demo maybe someday if I feel like it. Like I said, these videos are just exhausting after a while. But I also changed the pickup. It's a DiMarzio Super Distortion. Really cool sound. Like I said before in a previous video, I say that like as if I posted it. I made a video about the guitar. I don't even know if I ever posted it, but that pickup is really cool. It brings a little more mids out, brightened it up a bit, and gave it a hair more grit. It's not, even though it's called Super Distortion, it's not super distorted. It's a very perfect, almost I would say slightly laid back distortion. It's got a little more crunch than the original one, but it didn't change the tonal that much because I actually loved the sound of the original pickups in this guitar. But my pickup was dying. Something was, it just, I don't know, the fuck, maybe the coils burnt out or something inside, but it just started sounding like flat, and it started cutting out on me, and the whole guitar had to be rewired. I did it all myself, soldering all this shit. I printed out these little fucking diagrams, trying to learn how to do this stuff, and I did it perfect. There's no buzzing. Came out great. So that's my guitar, and that is a vintage guitar. I bought that Jag Stang in 1995. Okay, it's a Japanese version. Better than these stupid Mexican ones that everybody's making a big deal of.
Racism once again rears its ugly head. Up until that point, we got to see Pasquale calmer and more comfortable than we have seen him yet. He admitted to being exhausted from reliving the experiences and being reminded about his inadequacies and lack of relevance. As we will see, it was short-lived and the roller coaster is climbing back up. His mere mention of a culture or race different than his own sends him in a downward spiral once again, and as we have observed. When he gets insecure and fearful, Kurt Cobain is where he runs to for safety and what he perceives as protection.
And the blue is wrong. Kurt Cobain did not want it to be that blue. I don't care what his guitar looked like. Okay, Nirvana Guitar's geek. It says it clearly on his drawing. He wanted it to be more of an aqua-ish color. Slightly green. That's the fucking blue he wanted. Okay? What they made for him was a prototype. I mean, he sent back all his fucking guitars. I don't think he liked any of them. But he had to play something, right? So, we can't read the guy's mind. All I know is that eventually he would have got it right. My pickguard doesn't have the pearlescent thing on it, kind of like his prototype. I did not do that on purpose. My fucking pickguard been through hell. The finished. One time, like an idiot, I tried to color the thing with a red magic marker. I wanted to make it look like his Mustang, which I didn't know was a Mustang at the time. I just liked the red pickguard, and I colored it with a Sharpie, and it looked like shit. Then I tried to take it off with some thinner. Then the fucking the adhesive started to peel away. Then I tried to clear coat it with some polyurethane or something, and it had a tint to it. Then it looked like yellow. I mean, the fucking thing was horrible. Then I just peeled it off. I couldn't take it anymore. These are my pedals. Okay? So you recognize some of those. That is my original Boss DS1. I bought that in 1994. It was my first pedal. Again, I did not even know what the fuck it was. I went to a music store, little music store on Long Island, and I said I need a distortion pedal. I didn't even know how to make distortion back then. And I figured, I must need a pedal or something. And the guy said to me, well, how long are you playing guitar? I said, about a month, a couple months. And he said, oh, then you need a beginner's pedal. So that was his beginner's pedal. And he sold me that thing for $65. Little did I know that was a Japanese-made. Well, it was assembled in Taiwan, but that's still, it's got the original Toshiba chip, the real one.
Sadly, Pasquale cannot cease from focusing on his racial biases.
The good one from the 80s. The ones that Joe Satriani used. The one that Kurt Cobain used in Bleach. This is the best fucking pedal on the planet. Every time I've taken it off this board a million times. I've tried I have a whole box of pedals down here. I got fucking, look, my old Ebony Lizard sticker. I got an old Sans amp in here. I have a piece of shit DS2, which is crap. I don't know. I think the one Kurt Cobain had was some special fucking thing, because this thing does not sound anything like he did. I got a Rat I got a tube screamer. I mean, all these pedals are good. Don't get me wrong. I bought some really cool pedals throughout the years. I've tried different things. I tried combinations with stuff. Bought this Boss tuner too on eBay. I realized the Ramones used it.
Once again, another contradiction. At what point do we cease to extend the courtesy of utilizing terms like contradiction toward this man and just call it what it is, that he is an outright liar? Previously in this video, he bashed others for using electronic and digital tuners, claiming he was old school and didn't need them, but now he reveals he in fact does use one.
It's a really cool tuner. But the DS1 to me sounds the best. I feel like it really just right out of my amp, it sounds like the Nevermind record to me. And that's my favorite sound. And I know there's all kinds of things going on, Nevermind, but overall, the blend of those guitars, the blend, keyword, sounds like this. Like certain tracks in certain songs too, like Stay Away or one of the guitar tracks in Drain You, maybe even part of it in Bloom. Not so much Teen Spirit, but that's what I love. And it also sounds a lot like when they were doing their Bleach tours as a three-piece. I have a delay pedal that I've used. I don't know what made me want to buy the delay pedal, but I was trying it out one day in the store. I just loved it, and it became like I played most of my guitar solos with it. And I love the tuner. I actually love the colors, the look of the damn thing more than... But it's actually a very good tuner. I mostly tune by ear. Small clone. This I did absolutely purposely 100% buy this because I was trying to get the Kurt Cobain sound, like the Come As You Are, the live sound, and the little chorusy parts in Drain You. I did not know he used this. I had no idea what he used. Because to me, my favorite chorus pedal at the time was a thing called... It was the TC Electronics chorus pedal. I don't remember the number. It was an awesome pedal. It was like $300-something bucks. I wasn't going to spend that kind of money. And plus, it just had a big-ass power cord sticking out of it. I'm like, I need an adapter. I fucking just lug around this big power cord. So one day in some article, I don't remember, maybe it was like Rip Magazine, it said Kurt used a small clone. And then I found this at Sam Ash. It's a reissue. It sounds great. It broke too. I fixed it. This damn button, when I was pressing it, I had no sound, and then when you stepped on it, it just went clean. It was weird. It was no chorus, but there was a little dial behind that I had to fix. And I turned it with a little flathead. The polychorus, another story. Again, I did not know Kurt Cobain used this till many years later. My bassist found this thing at Manny's Guitar Shop in Manhattan, and he's like, check this out. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And we plugged it in, and I loved it. The thing's got all these great sounds in it. The double track thing is a great effect. I used that in one of my songs. It's like an analog delay. The chorus on this is different than the small clone. It has like a little reverb to it. It's pretty neat. I honestly use both these pedals because I use both chorus settings too, because some of my songs just sound better with the polychorus. And it's stereo. If you want to hook it up, I do have 2 amps that I'm running. I got this little orange amp. It's a solid state, tiny little thing. But sometimes it's nice to hear the stereo sound because it's amazing when you know, not that you're gonna, I don't know if I'm ever gonna play live like that, but it's a cool little effect. It has a flanger on it, really cool for one of my songs that I use. The filter matrix I don't use. And, keyboard, PA, drums, bass rig, amp peg down there. I got bass stuck back there. Anyway, look, I went way long, I know. I just wanted to say a bunch of crap. If anybody even watches this video, I appreciate... What the hell was that? That was weird. It sounded like feedback or something. Oh, the headphones. It's a hot mic. You hear the train? I live near a fucking train. It's pretty cool, though. It's like, what is it, like Boundbrook, New Jersey or something. The whole fucking house is shaking. We got used to it, though, after a while. Yeah, listen to that. Yeah, I mean, if you're fucking bored and you're drunk and you want to watch this stupid video, it's like a half hour long, and listen to me ramble about nonsense, I appreciate it. You know, maybe someday when I'm gone, people will go look back and watch this and
At over 30 minutes into his video, we hear Pasquale say the first positive thing to come out his mouth. He said, "Thank you."
Just a rant.
His emotions seem to have calmed for the moment, now that he has thrown his temper tantrum and shown off his toys.
I hope someday I do find people and play, but I'm probably going to go solo here, and it's just ridiculous. What are my options? Playing solo with an acoustic guitar? Or do I gotta bring an iPad to a club and put all my backing tracks on a thing like those videos you saw me do before? I mean, I have all my backing tracks for my songs.
The delusions now begin to resurface when he suggests that he could get booked to play a gig solo. This would require him to have professional interactions with business owners. As we have seen thus far, Pasquale does not have a positive track record when it comes to interacting with others, which is evidenced by a middle-aged unemployed man in his home talking to himself about himself on the internet.
It just looks pathetic. I mean, I don't want to be on stage by myself like, oh, look at my imaginary band, you know, it's just stupid. But yeah. So, this is me, my humble side now. Please, if there's anybody out there, could you please come to me? Play music with me. I'm not looking for... Look, finding the next Dave Grohl, the next Will Goldsmith, the next Travis Barker, I get it. It's like probably impossible. But if you are a drummer and you're solid and you want to do something dynamic and play in a band that isn't just going to sit around learning Metallica cover songs and Lynyrd Skynyrd and those boring shit that people are doing down here.
Being as Pasquale is in the hometown of Lynyrd Skynyrd and begging literally anyone to help him start a band. Him insulting Lynyrd Skynyrd is very telling about his levels of respect for musicians.
In Florida, I mean, give me a holler. You know, Michael Borden, another drummer that could fit my style. I mean, there's a lot of great drummers out there, and I'm just naming a few who I feel like have taken an approach to drums where they put their signature into the kit. When you could hear a beat that, you know, you don't even need to hear the music, and you know, oh, that's that song. That's a drummer. Okay? Bass, same thing. Melodic, bottom end, drive the music. I want to hear thunder. I want to hear power and melody. Not boring fucking slap happy. It's ain't a fucking Seinfeld here episode.
His expectations out of the musicians he wants to play with are that they have to do things perfect and exactly how he says to do them. Good luck finding that when you're posting on Craigslist. Furthermore, with his attitude and the way he treats people, you see why he is solo. No professional would ever align themselves with this man.
You know? And people that could sing would be nice. I love harmonies. You know, it'd be nice if I could sing with somebody. I don't feel like collaborating, so to speak, on other music. I got to get this music heard. I got to get picked up. I want to get signed. Okay? To a record label. A major fucking record label, not some indie. That isn't going to do anything for me. I want to be a lazy rock star. I don't want to leave my house. I'm afraid to fly. I just want people... Hey, look, Sia lives a fucking wonderful life. She's very incognito. She doesn't tour. She used to write music for people, then she started singing her own songs. What's wrong with that? I'll sell my music to some other singer someday, but I'd like to sing my music, at least to start. Look, who the hell knows? I don't know. Nobody has a crystal ball, right? Maybe I'll make it my own way. There's no fucking how-to guidebook in music.
Yet another untrue statement. As with any skill, there are fundamentals, case studies, education, and countless resources available. The multi-billion-dollar music industry would not exist if there were not a template for how it worked. This man has never truly studied and committed to becoming a musician, but rather has taken the role of a hobbyist. It appears evident this man is deeply disturbed and has severe problems being honest not only with himself, but with others. For instance, His statement that he just wanted to be a lazy musician and not leave his house, coupled with his claim that he can play every single instrument and sing at a professional level, begs questions. We have seen he has all of his own equipment, so if all he said is true, why would he even need to be scraping the bottom of the barrel by posting on Craigslist begging people to come help him make music? There is a very simple answer. It's because this man has no desire to make music any more than he desires gainful employment. This man has an intimate role-play fantasy about Nirvana, and if that's not the role someone is willing to take in his life, he has no use for them and will become hostile towards them. The evidence of such is expressed by his own words here in his video. More importantly, there's nothing wrong with this man having a boy crush or obsession with Kurt Cobain, and he should not be judged for that. It only becomes a problem when his desires and fetishes cause others harm, which clearly has occurred as a result of his actions. Some would call it unethical for him to advertise in a music community pretending he wants to start a band when that is not his true desire. Over the course of a year, multiple people have responded excited to find someone to embark on the creative artistic path with only to be deceived and abused once he realizes they don't want to role-play Nirvana games with him. In closing, the best we can hope for is that Pasquale's deceitful and predatory behaviors cease and he obtains professional treatment.